Hello and welcome to 6-Minute Maths, and in this short video we're going to look at shading blocks and finding a fraction of the blocks that we're looking at. So without further ado, just a little reminder about fractions. The bottom number is the denominator, top number is the numerator. So if I've got a pizza and it's split into 4, whoops, do that again I think. Split into 4, whoops, draw my pizza, and I split it into 4. So if I've got 2 shaded blocks, then I have got 2 quarters. The denominator tells us how many it's cut into, which is 4, and the number of pieces I've got left is 2. There's 2 shaded. Okay, let's move on. Let's have a look at some shading blocks. It's fairly straightforward this, just have to remember a formula, yeah? And the formula is, you take the value, you divide it by the denominator, I just put D, and then times it by the numerator. So this first box here, it says shading half of these blocks. Well, I know there is 4, 8, 12, there's 16 blocks there. So if I take that 16, divide it by the denominator, which is 2, and times it by the numerator, which is 1, then that will give us an answer. 16 divided by 2 is 8. 8 times by 1 means I need to shade in 8 of these blocks here. So half of these blocks here is 8. Okay, let's do another one. This one here, we've got a total of 8 blocks. Using the formula, the value divided by the denominator and times by the numerator. Well, the denominator's 2, the numerator's 1. So I'm going to go 8 divided by 2 and times by 1. 8 divided by 2 is 4, so half of 8 we know is 4. 4 times by 1 equals 1. So I only need to shade in 4 of those. Do one more. This one here, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 squares, 10 blocks. So divided by the denominator, 10 divided by 2 times by 1 is 5. So we would just need to colour in 5. Just excuse my colouring in skills, they're not the best, but you can see where I'm going. Just colour in 5. Same thing applies with the next one down, the thirds. Do this one here, it's got 6. So the denominator's 3, the numerator's 1. So we've got 6 blocks, 6 divided by 3 times by 1 is 2. So a third of 6 is just 2 blocks. Okay, equals 2. This one here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3 sevens are 21. 21 blocks. So 21 divided by the denominator, which is 3, times by the numerator, which is 1, means I'm going to have to shade in 7 blocks, which will be those 7 there. I'm trying to be a bit neater this time, that's why I went quiet for a second there. So there are the 7. Incidentally, you can download this. This sheet will be in as part of my link on the YouTube page, so you'll be able to download the sheet and have a go for yourself. Let's have a look at the next one. So the first one's asking for a quarter, same thing. We divide by the denominator times by the numerator. Okay, so that first box there, 4, second box, sorry, 4. 4 divided by 4 and times by 1 equals 1. 4 goes into 4 once, so 1/4 of that box of 4 would just be 1 box. this one here, we've got 8, 12, 16. So 16 divided by 4, which is the denominator, times by the numerator, which is the top number. 16 divided by 4 is 4, times by 1 means we would need to shade in 4 of those 16 squares. 4 of those 16 shares is 1/4. And we can actually see that visually, can't we? Yeah? That's a quarter of it shaded. And that's a quarter of it shaded here. The next example, however, is looking at 3/4. So what we're going to do is we're going to divide it by the denominator, still times it by the numerator, but this time we're going to divide however many blocks it is by 4, and then multiply it by 3, which is the numerator. So we'll look at this first box here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row, and we've got 4, so I've got 20 blocks. So 20 divided by the denominator times by the numerator will be 20 divided by 4 times by 3. 20 divided by 4 is 5. 3 lots of 5 is 15, so I'm going to need to shade in 15 blocks, which are those blocks there. And I'm just going to put a squiggle through them so we know which ones they are. There we go. I'm pretty sure you guys will be better at this than me. As just an example. Okay, do one more. Do this one on the end. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 8 blocks. 8 divided by 4 times by 3. Well, 8 divided by 4 is 2. 2 times by 3 will be 6 blocks in this example. Not going to do them all. They're fairly straightforward. So 3/4 of 8 is 6. So that's 3/4 of the box completed. And that's 3/4 of the box completed. I think there's one more. We'll do a couple on the last slide and then we're done. So this is shaded in 2/3. So what we're going to have to do is whatever the value is, divide by the denominator times by the numerator. Denominator is the bottom number, numerator is the top number. So we're actually dividing it by 3 and then timesing it by 2. Because the denominator is 3, numerator is 2. So count these up. 3, 6, 9, 12. So if we go 12 divided by 3 times by 2. 12 divided by 3 is 4, times by 2 is 8. So 2/3 of 12 is going to be 8 blocks shaded. Trying to be a bit neater. I could change my thickness of my pen and that would make it easier. I don't know why I didn't think of that earlier. But there you go. There's 2/3 of that one. 2/3 of this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 30 blocks. So if 1/3 would be 10. 2/3 is going to be 20, isn't it? Yeah? Let's just see. 30 divided by 3 is 10. Times by 2 equals 20. Yeah, so I'd need to shade in 20 here. And I am going to select a thicker one now. See if this works. No, it's not. Oh, yes, it has. That's easier, isn't it? Not got straightest of lines, but there we go. 2/3 of 30 blocks is 20 blocks. Okay, we're all done. Thanks for watching.